Right, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my Pinguicula collection, or Butterwort collection again. I did a video a few months ago now of all the pings I had, and yeah, I wanted to give you guys an update of them because they have all changed quite drastically and a lot of my pullings have grown a lot. And I also have another propagation jar, which you've seen in one of my previous videos, but I wanted to give you an update on that as well. So yeah, and at the end of this video I'm going to be doing some pullings as well, so if you guys want to see that, then stick around. And if you, excuse my creased shirt, if you want to see more in the future, definitely subscribe and like if you enjoyed. And yeah, feel free to leave a comment below. I always reply to everyone, so get in contact if you want to. So yeah, I'll get on with the video. Right, so to start off, I'll start with the first ping I ever purchased. This is a Pinguicula weser, and it has absolutely exploded. You can see here I did pollinate. I pollinated the flower, and it's growing a little seed pod. But this was one single ping, similar. It looked like that, and then it's duplicated, so it's split into like 3 separate plants here. And then it's growing 2 little plantlets underneath. So that's looking really healthy, and I really love that colour. So that is Pinguicula weser, and that is my first one. That is parent to a lot of my other weser pings. And then my second one here, this is the Pinguicula tina, and this one I've just noticed actually does have a couple of aphids. So I'm going to be getting those off in a second. But this one is in flower. So you can see there the flower. Now I don't grow these for the flowers, I always grow them for just the rosette shape and how succulent they look, and they help collect, like, they help with any fungus gnat problem. Definitely the tina is best for fungus gnats, I have found in my room. When they're out here they just catch all sorts, but these 2 larger ones have been in my room, and they'll go back up to my room when I'm finished filming. So I'm quickly going to, whilst I think of it, I'm going to get those aphids off. I'm just going to be using a cotton bud just to probe them off, because they can be quite detrimental to a ping, because they're very hard to get off, and you cannot use insecticides, pesticides, anything like that. So there's a few more than I expected. Now these have been in my room, so I don't know how they've got aphids, but it's not too big of a problem if I just keep on top of it and make sure I go through and get them off. Yeah, so I'll continue with that after, and we'll move on. Also, this little table I've borrowed, my brother made it and it looks really cool, so just shout out to him. Okay, next we'll go with my other weser pulling. Now I showed this in my most recent video, but doesn't that just look amazing in that little pot? And it's so pretty, that little pink colour. And then he's got his little companion, which is adorable. That is a Drosera. I believe that's a Rosanna. I can't tell you for a fact, but that definitely looks like a Rosanna, because obviously I'm not sure what Gemier I put in here. Definitely looks like a Rosanna though, really pretty. And then my tina pullings, my little baby tinas, I have quite a few of these, and these are all doing really good. Well, one of them's taking its jolly old time, but yeah, this guy is like tiny. Oh, that's dripping. But he'll grow. They all start off that small, and this is the biggest one, looking really nice. And like I said, these were pullings, so they came from that mother plant, and they're all doing really well. And that was a pulling as well. Right, next let's just move these to the back. Well, I mean, I'll show you quickly each one of them. A really pretty colour, and these will grow obviously as big as that one. So yeah, these are really good, and these stay outside. I keep them in dappled shade, like they get morning light and then shade for the rest of the day, and they seem to really enjoy it. Now this is a tina pulling as well, so this came from that mother plant, and this one was in my bedroom, similar to those, and I recently brought it out, and it's kind of gone down to quite a small rosette, And there's some really interesting moss growing in there. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. What is that? Oh. Yeah, so that one is healthy. He's just going through a bit of a transition period. And then this is a Pinguicula weser pulling. So again, come from the parent weser. This one's not showing any colours of a weser, which is interesting. But again, it's gone through that shock. You can see when they go through that shock, they kind of produce smaller, fatter leaves that are a little more hardy than the large leaves. So there's those two. And then I'll show you the other ones. This is Pinguicula esseriana, and these are my second most recent. And these are a very, very tiny, compact variety. They'll stay this size. They don't get much bigger, and I don't believe they colour up either. I believe they just stay that colour. Or do they get a little? If they colour up, they'll go a little bit more pink. So maybe similar to the weser here. But they are looking adorable. Oh, and there is a baby growing under there. Oops, I don't know if you can see the tiny, tiny leaf just under that leaf. So, growing nicely, and is really, really small. And then this is a little tiny baby that came with it, which looks adorable as well. And hasn't, well, I mean, it's grown a lot since I got it. This has grown a lot since I got it, but the baby, they take a long time to get going, and then when they start going, they really explode. So like, this one here was that size for such a long time, and then it just all of a sudden over the past couple of weeks has like proliferated. So they're doing really, really well. I'm really happy with all my pings. They just look amazing. And then these are my most recent ones, who was kindly gifted to me from Carnivorous Plant Girl, who's also my real life best friend. So these are Pinguicula grandiflora, and she grew these from Gemier. Unfortunately, I have lost one, which I've told her about, don't worry. And this one here as well, I see some, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, you can see like the white mould growing on there, so I'm not sure if that one's going to survive either. But they do sometimes suffer with, I believe it's called heart rot, where the centre goes rotten, and then they obviously just slowly die from the middle outward. And I'm not certain as to why. These are just kept in the same situation as these guys, and yeah, just they get dappled sun in the morning, and then shade throughout the rest of the day, and everything seems to be loving that. So I'm not sure what's going on with these guys. If they're just gonna, like, maybe, I hope I don't lose all of them, but if I do, then I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, that is these are the native, but I believe these are the native variety to the UK, and they have a huge purple flower, obviously very similar to this one here. They all have very similar flowers, but they vary slightly in shade. You do get some that come through with quite a pink flower, like the weser comes through with a more pink flower. So yeah, that's all the pings, and then I'll show you the ones that are in the propagation tank. Right, so this here is the jar that I've been using to propagate my pings in. You can see it's absolutely full in there. I got this idea from Stories and Succulents when she was propagating her begonias in one of these, and I thought, oh, I have one of those, let me try that, because I'd never considered even using it for propagation. I was going to make it into a terrarium, but you can see in here there are so many pings. These are the Pinguicula esseriana, you know, the tiny one that I showed. This one. These are all pullings off of that. I do have more pullings of these up in my bedroom as well, but I do have more out here as well in a tray, which I'll grab in a second. But these are all growing really, really well. These are growing under my propagator light in my room. They look like they may need a little bit of water added in there, but they're all doing really well, and you can see that begonia in the centre, and there's a begonia leaf down there too. That is begonia black fang, I believe it was. Yeah, so they're all growing so quickly, and you can see they're really healthy looking. They are a little bit etiolated, which I'm unsure as to why, because they are, again, like I said, under a propagator light, which is I've got quite a good light. So but I think once they get planted outside into little pots, they will really set off a lot more healthy looking. But yeah, that's in there, and that does look really pretty like in my room. Looks very tropical, looks like there may be a dart frog in there or something. I'll just grab the other tray. Right, now this tray here is a mixture of ping pullings, and unfortunately then none of them are named. So I know for sure these ones down this end are the esseriana. I believe these ones here, I think, I'm not sure. These ones may be wesers, and then we've got that larger one which I'm also unsure of. I don't know if that's my monariensis, but yeah, another little propagation, and I just keep these in a tray. There's holes popped in the bottom, so they just stay in a wet tray, and I just let them do their own thing. So that is all of my Pinguiculas at the moment. I'm looking to hopefully get some more small varieties because they are just gorgeous. And yeah, I also want to get one of those lance-leafed ones, the long-leaved ones. That'd be really cool. Right, so now to quickly, I'm going to just take a few pullings just to end the video off. It is as simple as it sounds. Well, not with a size, not with one this small, but you do literally just grab one of the leaves and gently move it side to side. Just hold that middle one in place. There you go. And then the little leaf comes off, and then you just plonk it on top of the soil surface. Don't bury it. Nothing important like that. You don't need to bury it, don't need to do anything. Just place it on top of some moist substrate that's going to stay moist, and then kind of forget about it, and then within a week or so you will have some little plantlets growing on that. So I'll just take another couple of leaf pullings. I'll do one of these guys. This may be quite cool. So these have a lot larger leaves, and you can take some of the lower leaves. Hopefully they're not too stuck to each other. Let me see which leaf I can try to pull. Let's go for like one of these leaves here. Just try not to snap the leaf. Just move it side to side, and then you hear a little snap. So you don't want to snap the surface of the leaf, but obviously you're going to hear a snap when that breaks. So yeah, try and go for like as fleshy leaves as possible. They're going to have the most obviously moisture storage. So yeah, I'll probably leave it there because I don't want to pull this one apart too much as it's producing seed. Try and hold that still. You can see this little seed pod there. Yeah, so I'll just turn the camera around and we'll finish it off. Right, so I hope that was enjoyable to see my collection and how it's grown. And if you guys have tried the ping pullings, let me know if yours were successful and what varieties you are propagating, because I've only really propagated the esseriana, the Tina and the weser. So definitely let me know what you guys are propagating, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment if you liked, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.